in the center of Rome, and today is a national holiday, so nobody's working, which is amazing and fun. We are going today to this garden south of Rome in a small town called Sermoneta, and it's called the Ninfa Gardens, so I will bring you along today. Right now we're going to meet up one of our friends to have breakfast at this French bakery that we all love, and let's get going. Okay guys, so we just got to the gardens. We're waiting for our departure time. I guess it's a guided visit. And I did not check the weather just before we bought the tickets. And today it's supposed to be super rainy, so it's going to be a little bit drizzly and romantic. Hopefully it doesn't pour a lot, but anyway, we have umbrellas if it does. And I'll probably just show you guys a few things throughout the garden. It's said that the tour is about an hour long. But yeah, there's a little cafe area. We brought our own lunches today. And then, yeah, let's go. All right, so our tour should be starting soon. I'm not really sure when because right now it is 1:37, so maybe it'll start at 1:45. Our entry was like a half-hour window from 1 to 1:30, and the visit lasts about an hour, like I said before. But I guess I'll just show you guys the map of the tours. So I was reading up a little bit on the little brochure that they gave me about the gardens and how they were formed, and apparently Ninfa used to be a medieval town that was governed by the Caetani family, who was a noble family, and it kind of fell apart, but then it was fought over by other royal families, and then at the end of the 18th century, the Caetano family that left came back, and the English wife and two of her children kind of planted the trees and some of the plants that would become the garden today. The other people in the Caetani family who came back kind of planted everything periodically, and now it is the garden that we will see in a little bit. So this is where the tour began, in the Garden of Ninfa, and our tour guide went ahead and let us know that there are still some ancient buildings that were existing from the town of Ninfa, and this first one is one of the main churches of the town that is called St. Mary Major. This next building we'll see is what remains of St. John, and these are the only two churches that remain in the Garden of Ninfa from the 7 churches that were originally in the town. So in addition to the ruins and buildings that are left in the garden, our tour guide also pointed out some of the more important plants. The tree we just saw was a poplar tree, and this plant that I'm zooming into now is called a butterfly plant because in the spring it's filled with butterflies that are attracted to the flowers and get their nectar from there. This next plant is a type of apple tree, and if I remember correctly, it comes from Japan, but it's characteristic because these little fruit are tiny apples. So the next part of the park is a part called giochi d'acqua, and these are pretty typical of many Italian gardens. These giochi d'acqua can be anything from small streams to fountains to architectural pieces that have water flowing through them, but they're basically just cool water features that royal families would use to accentuate their wealth and add interest to the garden. So this next plant we're seeing is an ornamental pomegranate tree, and the guide was talking about how you can see the weight of the pomegranates bending the branches, and it's interesting because they're much larger than typical ornamental pomegranates would be. Our guide had us guess what this next little structure is for, and a hint is that it's used to maintain the garden without using pesticides. Comment down below what you think it's for. So next we're going into the forest of the hazelnut trees, where it's very humid and shady. My favorite part of the tour ended up being the bamboo garden, and I loved it because it was really unique and strange and not something you would expect to see in an Italian garden. They explained to us that bamboo is a weed, and so it's super easy for it to overtake the garden, and they have to be careful about making sure that it doesn't invade and take over the rest of the plants. Look at the fishies! So guys, we just finished our tour. As you can see, this ninfa garden was super beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed the trip, and I highly recommend that you come here if you have the chance. Like our tour guide was saying, a lot of the season for flowering and maturing is in the spring. So if you have the opportunity to come in the spring, that's the best, because you'll be able to see all the different colors and blossoms. But thank you for joining. If you made it this far into the video and you're not subscribed, subscribe and like the video if you want more content, and I'll see you guys next time.